Hi, morning, Ready Rent and Racing here. Looking ahead to a race preview for a race tomorrow on, what's tomorrow, the 17th? Yeah, Thursday, the 17th of August. I thought there's a horse running tomorrow who might be a little bit of value in quite a tight little race. So the race in question is the 5:10 at Salisbury, the last race on the card. Now it is quite a tight little handicap, this one, 3-year-old handicap. And as I said, there's a few in here who've got quite a bit of scope for improvement, potential, stepping up in trip. But the horse I'm kind of interested in is the Kevin Philippard, the Foy horse, Malka. For marker 77 here. I think it might have a little bit more scope off this mark, and it could be let in. I wouldn't say lightly, but I think it's done more than enough to say 77's fair so far. So I quite liked it on debut at Goodwood actually. I thought he was kind of a bit slowly away and kind of stayed on nicely. And what's not a bad race, it's not turned out to be too bad a race that. And stayed on quite nicely off the pace after a bit of an awkward start. And I thought that was a promising first run. And next time up it went, it came here to Salisbury where he is tomorrow actually. And again, I thought this was quite a good run this day. Mr. Stars kind of ran well since, Sea Themes won since, Decorations won a race since, they were in third and fourth. There wasn't a huge amount between these horses kind of towards the line. And again, I just thought that was quite a step up from what was a promising debut to a really good second run. And then last time out at Newbury, it was on quite soft ground that day. But again, I think this form's quite decent. Sweet Memories was in there, that's won since. Carrot was back and forth, that's won a maiden since. It looks a promising horse. And this is why we might just get a little bit of a better price than I think it should be on market here, because it's finished 7th, and on the face of it maybe looks like it's been a little bit disappointing and regressed, but I don't think it has. I think it was just a case of it was quite a strong novice race on quite soft ground. It travelled quite nicely and then just never really kind of picked up through the ground as such, if you like. So I think 77 looks quite a fair enough mark here tomorrow. So the one maybe slight concern I might have for it might want a bit further. It's by Nathaniel. There's a bit of stamina on the downside as well, but providing they don't go crawl, I think it'll be okay, because I think we've got a top jockey on board in Benoit Delasay. I think he'll have it sat relatively handy and probably sat tracking in third or fourth. So I'm quite hopeful that we're not going to get done for just a turn of foot off a slow pace. If you look at some of the others, I think Monty Bay looks like he's crying out for this trip. So I kind of had that one in mind for when it does step up to 10 furlongs. I just think it's probably found quite a hot little race here to try and win this off the top weight, off marker 79. It wouldn't surprise me, but at the same time, as I say, I think it's not a bad little race this. I think Mantug's the other one who's going to be up towards the head of the betting with us. I mean, I've got them both around I think it's a very, very tightly priced race this. I've got them both around the 7-2 mark, working to my book's coming out at 101%. So I've got these two both at 7-2, as I say. Mantug's done nothing wrong. There is some collateral form lines quite tightly linked to Malka, I just prefer the scope that Malka's got. I think Malka has got a bit more to offer. I'm not saying Mantug hasn't, but I'd prefer those two tomorrow if they are around about a similar kind of price. But at the same time, Mantug could be on the front end under Richard King's growth and kind of kick, and could be difficult to pick up. But I'd still be quite confident that I think Malka's got the beating of it. Allcross just slipping back down to a reasonable mark. Might want to ground a little bit softer than it's probably going to get here tomorrow. But again, I think it's quite a hot little race with some kind of improving 3-year-olds here. He's been doing it more in out-and-out handicap company. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of these are just a bit better than that long term. Marie Laveau certainly looks a promising horse. She looked really good as a 2-year-old last season. Off the track 250 days, could be a little bit keen at times last year, stepping up in trip here. It's definitely going to want this kind of trip, but I just wonder whether he might be a bit keen tomorrow after that break and stepping up in first time. Lockville's certainly kind of improved and got a chance. Can be a little bit slow away though so far, so he may have to do it off what probably isn't going to be strong fractions, I wouldn't have thought. And then if Kazara, this one could be a bit of the fly in the ointment in this race under Ishii Murphy. I can see it going to the front and trying to dictate the pace. He's got bits and pieces of chances on his form from earlier this season and his 2-year-old form. His last couple of runs have maybe been a bit disappointing. But as I say, the way I see this race pricing up is very tight. I just think we could get a bit of a better price on Malka, so I'd be tempted to play it at 72. I think 72 is a fair enough price on Malka for this race tomorrow. If it is bigger, if we can get 4s, 9-2, if it is maybe slightly overlooked in the market, then yeah, I'd certainly be playing this for this race tomorrow. So that would be my only one recommendation tomorrow. Nothing really else caught my eye. There were some interesting races around, but I thought they were quite tightly tight little handicaps, or tightly kind of matched Group 3 on the card as well. So yeah, one recommendation tomorrow, 5-10 at Salisbury, Malka, win bet, minimum price I would say 7-2 if we do manage to get that, and let's hope the market maybe hasn't quite factored in the potential improvement that I can see coming from this horse. Okay, we'll leave it there. I think there'll be some more videos probably later this week, and yeah, hopefully we can find a winner. Okay, thanks, bye bye.